Now, without further ado, please help me welcome to the stage a very, very talented young woman. I know many of you are very excited to see her tonight. Please give it up for Danielle Brody.
Hi everyone. Hello. Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Hello. Good? Okay. Welcome. Happy Passover. Yes. Happy 420 if you're celebrating. Okay, let's put applause. Super excited. I was supposed to do a comedy show in 2020. That did not happen. And now here I am 2 years later. This crowd is amazing. If it had only been half of you, it would have been enough. If it was only live, it would have been enough. If it was only on Zoom, maybe. Zoom people. I think they're muted. And if it was only one of the comedians, FreddyG, Arielle, Eitan, or Jess, it would have been enough. One more. Thank you. You guys are great. I'm so excited. We are here today because I made a Haggadah called Don't Fuhaggadahboudit. You all get one to take home. Thank you. So I know you probably thought it was a program, but it's not. It's a Haggadah. Long story short, I was doing stand-up comedy before the pandemic. And then the pandemic happened. I tried Zoom comedy. I tried just doing videos of myself on my laptop. I hope nobody ever finds them. They're very embarrassing. My boyfriend tried to sneak in and watch them. I was like, no. But so I discovered cartooning as my creative outlet. And long story short, again, that's how we got to the Haggadah, because I'm also Jewish. And tonight I'm really excited to be combining both of my creative outlets. It is very exciting, very rewarding. I know that we don't typically have art. Well, no, we don't, but we don't typically have images in the background of comedy shows. Maybe this is why. Oh, thank you. My dad's handling the back. But I've always loved visual aids and thought comedy shows could use them. And tonight's my show, so I'm doing what I want. Thank you. So typically in comedy shows, you like someone when they're kind of getting towards the end, and Clayton, the host here, asked if you should like me. I was like, it's my show. You don't need to like it. So I hosted a Seder. I was invited to host a Seder at an assisted living home in Far Rockaway on Friday. It was very far, and on my 2-hour journey down there, the woman who hired me wasn't Jewish, so I was like, she probably doesn't have everything that we need for the Seder plate. I don't either, by the way, just my water. But I was emailing her, like, can you make sure I have a sprig of parsley, a hard-boiled egg, haroset, maror, a roasted lamb bone. And then I was like, she's not Jewish. She thinks I'm crazy. She probably thinks I'm doing like a human sacrifice or something. And then I emailed her, don't worry, it's all gonna make sense when I get there. Turns out it really didn't matter what was on the Seder plate because, like I said, it was an assisted living home, so they weren't the most alert or even awake or even Jewish. There's like 2 Jewish people there, so it was fine. So my standards for an audience were low coming in, and you guys are already far exceeding the Far Rockaway crowd. So give yourselves a round of applause. I'm gonna quit. So you can kind of see the art for tonight's show. We have 4 awesome comedians that I'm really excited to have here. I'm gonna give a little intro about each of them as they come up. So first we have this guy, you can probably see here. So last year I did a Zoom Seder, and my sister said, you need to hire this TikTok star. And when I watched him, I realized that I had seen him at open mics in Astoria when I was doing them. So he did some stand-up during my Seder last year, and he also played Moses. So if you happen to look through the Haggadah, you'll see that Moses has red hair. And that's because he, I think, subconsciously got in my head while I was drawing. So now Moses has red hair. Also, has anyone here at Passover read the Haggadah before tonight? Yes. Yeah. Okay, well, for those of you who haven't, that's good because I will be stealing jokes from it tonight. So if you've heard them before, just pretend like you did it. And with that, I am going to introduce FreddyG to the stage.
So very nice. Oh, that's just very happy to make it. Yeah. T-shirt, yeah. Oh man, yeah, TikTok. Yeah, I was the oldest TikTok star during the crowd. People are like, yeah, into stuff. Nice. So we got that. Very good. Yeah. Assisted living, right? Yeah, like they gotta have. Here's the thing: when I'm that old, right? I want to go like heroin and tattoos. Anyone with me on that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like because like yeah, I'm not gonna do heroin now. It ruins your life, right? My last week, I want to be pretty high. Yeah, went dark early. I just Oh, tattoos. Okay, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, I gotta decide the tattoo before I am the worst Jew. Yeah, I look really Jewish though. People usually be disappointed in me when like they'll always like non-Jews always assume I eat kosher. Like I ordered a ham omelet once, and the waitress was like, "We don't want to eat cheese with that because that wouldn't be kosher." I just ordered ham. Yeah, I'm not kosher. Like even with a mouthful of ham, you have a kosher face. Yeah, bar mitzvah. Did that's what I had after my mitzvah: shrimp and lobster sauce. Yeah. Yeah, sauce. Yeah, I'm real New York. Yeah, I'm from Queens. Oh, I was really wearing a shirt that didn't be. Yeah, this is Queens. Yeah, I'm from Queens. I was raised from Brooklyn, and we didn't leave. Yeah, we didn't go anywhere. Yeah, my wife's from the Upper East Side. Yeah, so I moved on up. Yeah, that's it. Nice and sweet. Nice. Hey, you got a good smile, dude. What do you do for a living?
I'm a doctor.
Oh man, oh my God, that's so good. Yeah. The problem is bad news. You can't smile, right? What kind of doctor are you?
Anesthesiologist.
Oh, best one. Is it true? I've had anesthesia twice only. The first time was amazing. Worse, it's not as good after the first time, right?
Some people come back for the second time.
It wasn't as good. It felt so good the first time. It's like, oh, great, fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've had good medical. Yeah, good medical. But no, medical, yeah, good. Okay, married. We got any married people there? Nice. Okay, smatter. Yeah, the rest of you, yeah. You can be as like, if I can do it, you can do it. Yeah, I'm very inspiring to people. Yeah, she's great. She's a stage manager. Took her to see a play on our first date. Mistake was taking her to see Annie. He kept giving me dirty looks in the entire first act. So at intermission, I perked up and I said, "I'm not the father." Left me alone after that. I said, "How do you guys know each other?"
We went to college together.
Oh, what college?
Cornell.
Damn, yeah, I went to Binghamton. So I went to Binghamton. They said, "You got to go to Binghamton or you can transfer to Cornell." And then I was like, "I don't know, I'm staying." Yeah. Did you enjoy Cornell?
Ups and downs.
Ups, yeah. Yeah, Binghamton was okay. Yeah, it was a little. It's a nice attendance. Okay. Now I have a joke with Binghamton. It's not yet. We're not ready for it yet. Yeah, I lost a bunch of weight since we got married. Yeah, she married me 100 pounds heavier.
Wow.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, she should be saying. Yeah, she's used to it now. She's well. Yeah, I got to go back up every few years. Keep let her see you. Both said you're not supposed to you're not supposed to lose weight after your marriage. Yeah, I have 1,100 pictures of me on the fattest day of my life. We were at a rooftop in front of the Empire State Building. Like she was being attacked by a bright orange King Kong. Oh man, I could have had the wedding photo pop up. I was exposed. Okay. I was reading ancient Egyptian. I think the guy they escaped. I read one place the pharaoh actually had the red hair. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Egyptians, they were all kind of you never know what you can expect from that. Okay. Yeah, I know what to change. Don't go into it. Yeah. It was way after the pyramids. Let me just say that. Yeah, the pyramids were way before you. Abraham was still in Iraq with you when the pyramids were happening. Oh yeah, she's great. Yeah, I was out of shape when I proposed though, so I had to get down on both knees. I was literally begging her to marry me. And then I looked at me and I said, "Baby, I hope you'll marry me. But either way, can you help me get off?" Yeah, I quit the drinking to lose weight. Yeah, 420. Weed's the only thing I can do. Yeah. Now, yeah. My favorite video is milk stout. Milk stout is also my skin color and body type. Now that I've lost the weight, the wife calls me skim milk. Technically healthier, but quite unsatisfying. You guys couple, friends, but
Friends.
okay. It was either friends or couple who's been together or really live. It's like a yeah. What do you do for a living?
Consultant.
That's the highest thing. That's it. That's what. What do you do? Okay, but man, what do you do? It's a,
I'm a student.
Stu, what do you study?
Politics.
Yeah, political science major. Yes, I did. But yeah, nice. This could be you one day. Yeah. I read a lot of politics. It's all very interesting, right? But I didn't learn. Yeah, I'm not so bad mouth. Yeah, 19th ranked political science. We're not as good as Cornell's. Yeah. Wait, what school do you go to?
NYC.
I'm like, okay, probably better. Yeah. I didn't learn. It was nothing. It was basically like just paying money to read Twitter. That was things. It was just opinions. Yeah. But yeah, political science. Like, yeah, that went by. Yeah. With TikTok, in 2020, yeah, you could look like this, be this awkward, and say that on TikTok. You go by. Yeah. Oh, is the blue the light? No, it probably not. It's probably just temporary. Okay, I'm gonna assume the blue wasn't the light. The thing turned blue. Yeah. The projector was like, Brad, I can't give up. It was too exciting. It was too, yeah. Oh, there it's back. Okay, yeah. You remember, yeah, Moses looked just like me, yeah. It is yeah. Now, yeah. Oh, I know a Moses joke. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because Jesus rises from the dead, right? Moses, he just comes back from being married. That's all. That's his, yeah. Okay, it's not a good joke, right? That's the Moses. Oh no, okay, no, yeah. Yeah. So basically, Judaism, yeah, the second most important holiday. I don't think the holidays are that fun. The Haggadah helps, but yeah, the holidays. Because like you can't eat bread for a week. So what are we talking about? What's the most important holiday? You just can't eat at all. I think it just got to be a little mean there because like, you can't eat at all. So you'll be good at apologizing. It's like, God, have you ever heard a hungry person try to apologize? Sorry if you were offended. It's one table at a time. This table. How do you guys know each other at this table? Oh, it's also how long?
No, we're back.
Oh, okay. Dan, what a joke. He's going for it. Yeah, I like that. What does your hat say?
Shmuel.
Damn. Maybe what you would have that Shmuel. Wait, is that the soup guy?
No.
Shmuel. No, that's the Laverne show. Are they even Jewish? Who knows, man? I'm into that. A good reference to every city is 70 sitcom at some point. It's going to be a very happy day. Yeah. Okay, so they're all in the same family. I have a big, like I've been here a million times. I still use Google Maps to get here, okay? Because Google Maps will give you walking directions anywhere, yeah. I was looking up New York to Boston and Google said it was a 5-hour train ride or a 3-day walk. I'm not sure which one of those I'm gonna do. And when the walk's over a day, they adjust slightly and they give the walking icon a stick. Yes, Google, I can walk for 3 days straight. I just need to find the right stick. You can go all the way to Chicago, you fly there, eat a Chicago-style pizza. It's an 11-day walk back. You'll barely work one of those calories. Work those calories off. No. The furthest walk you can do from here on Google Maps is to Fairbanks, Alaska. That's a 57-day walk.
Oh my God.
Who gives you no warning? They just say when you get there, you may be in a different time zone. No, Google, I'll be dead before I get to New Jersey. And Google, look at me. I'm Jewish, just for me. We're notoriously slow walkers. At long walks anyway. We did Egypt to Israel, 40-year walk. 40-year walk. Yeah, that's on Google Maps. 4 days. 4 days. Yeah. So by that law, same law, it'd take me 570 years to get to Fairbanks, Alaska. Yeah. It still seems a little up. And people, but then I mean, people like, but they didn't have Google Maps back then. Yeah, but they did have God. So what they say is, Google Maps is a better navigator than God. That's what I've proven there. Yeah. Guys, it's a great show. Where's the mic set? Oh, we got a hand up. Don't break the mics. This has happened. Every part of the mic and mic stand I broke at some point. Guys, thanks so much. Keep it going for your host.
Thank you, Freddie. So Freddie's mom DM'd me today to get the Zoom link. So if you're there, Mrs. Freddie, no, that doesn't sound right. Freddie's mom, I hope you enjoy. Apparently, my sister told me, she's in the Zoom, she lives in LA, that the Zoom is hopping. People are having a great time. I feel like I have nothing to do with that, but I'm very happy about that. So how was everybody's Passover? Great. Mine was great too. Thank you for asking. Very busy. Also, excuse me, in the back image, it's my dad. He's used to this. But we made our own exodus out of the city in 2020 to Pennsylvania, which felt safe. And we had a 3-person Seder, and I made some mistakes. And I have some pictures you can kind of see. So first of all, there were 3 of us, and I cooked for 20. One of those dishes was a dairy noodle kugel, and one of my family members is lactose intolerant. That did not stop her from eating it. And she's on the Zoom, so I'm sorry. We also, so I made a brisket, you can see on the side, and it takes a lot. Has anyone made brisket before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of work, so I understand why there wasn't a rousing applause. So I made the brisket, I bite into it, and it tastes wrong. And I realized that was because it was not brisket, it was corned beef. And I told my dad who had done the food shopping, and he was like, I was like, Dad, the supermarket made a mistake. They switched the brisket with corned beef. And he was like, oh no, I meant to buy corned beef. It's cheaper. So I guess in my family, corned beef is more Jewish than brisket. Also, our last name is Brody, which people think is Irish. So maybe my dad was just trying on a new identity for the holiday. And I'm glad he saved money then because my sister became kosher. So you guys, I see some nods. No one's saving money on meat anymore. Yeah, kosher meat's more expensive. I find that the spectrum of what Jews eat can be confusing. For example, my sister's kosher. I am not, so I'll eat most things. But on Passover, I try not to eat bread. And a lot of non-Jews or goyim, the only thing they know about Jews is that we don't eat ham or shellfish. So when I was in high school, I went to visit my friends. She might be on the Zoom too. Hello. Her family's Catholic. I went to visit them in Texas, and I think I was the first Jew they ever met. So imagine how confused they were when I made a big fuss about not eating bread. But then at Easter dinner, did I mention it was Passover? It was Easter. Okay, it was around this time. At Easter dinner, I ate the ham. And I understand it was very confusing for them. Typically, I like to start with goyim when we are talking about Jewish, but I like to start with bagels, teach them about shmir, and then we work our way up to challah. We learn how to say it. But I find that a lot of non-Jews are very uncomfortable with challah. They think they're confused. They don't think that they can rip it. And I made the mistake of bringing it to a friend's family recently, and the father asked if it was authentic Jewish baked bread. It's like, I bought it in Penn Station. So I don't know. And it's like, what does that mean to you? Like, it was made in Israel, I made it, my grandmother made it. So I just nodded and said yes. He was happy. They didn't know how to eat it, so I took it back home. And with that, we have our next comedian, Arielle Kaplan. Arielle's first comedy show tonight. Some of you know her. She is a writer for Jewish publications, and she has a podcast. She does lots of awesome things, and I'm part of comedy's writing. She has that down pat, so I'm very excited to give her stage for the first time. Welcome, Arielle. Hi everyone, thank you for coming. Hi. This is, as she just said, my first time here, and I did write note cards, but I didn't really think about the fact that I only have one hand. But Moses, was also bad at speaking, and his brother Aaron taught for him. And my brother, who's a comedian, is actually here tonight. So I could ask him to just read off my note cards, but I won't do that. So who is keeping kosher for Passover this year? I hope that you are enjoying your constipation as I am. I haven't
had kosher for Passover in a really long time, but I decided to this year, and pretty much for me that means just not eating like literal loaves of bread. But I have been eating some matzah, and I really want to do it big this year, maybe because I quit smoking weed, and I just wanted to focus my attention on something else. But I really did it up, like painting my doorposts with blood. So Pesach always starts on a full moon. You know, Judaism follows lunar cycle. And I usually get my period on the full moon. This year, it came early, and I was really annoyed because I was going to use my blood to that plan was ruined. And I had to go out of my way to the grocery store, and I hate leaving my house. I gained a lot of weight in the pandemic. It's because I don't leave my house. So I had to go, and I'm at the grocery store. I have to steal a baby. Kidding, I honestly didn't steal a baby. I get my baby blood from the butcher. It's for sure. Oh no, I ruined my flow. Oh, here's the part. Hashtag blood libel. I fucking love blood libel. Very holiness. I think blood libel is hilarious. It's not my favorite anti-Semitic trope though. My favorite, if I'm gonna be honest, is that Jews love money. And I do love money. I mean, everybody loves money. When I was a kid, I went to a volleyball game. We were playing somewhere in Newark, and I went to a Jewish school, so we're all there. And as we leave, the students start throwing coins at us. And I was like, thank you. And silver dollars in there. No, next time. I'm going to donate that all to Israel. Blood libel is always around. Coin throwing, not so much. I'm really sad about that. I wish it was back in vogue. I don't know why we stopped, but the blood libel is going strong. And don't look at me. Don't look at me while I'm doing this. So embarrassing. Right. So blood libel's origins actually fall around Passover because, and I mean, I have to be honest, this technically isn't true. Blood libel did start before Christianity became a thing, but just for the sake of comedy, let's just, say that it started around Passover. So the idea is that Jews around Passover decide which Christian baby they're going to steal and murder and use, their blood for some ritual. And there have been a lot of videos lately from Jewish organizations around Passover because they're like, what's trendy right now? And these videos try to dispel the myth of blood libel, that, Jews, everyone thinks that Jews steal a Christian baby, slaughter the baby, and use a tablespoon of the baby's blood for making matzah. Okay, that's literally so ridiculous. We don't use a tablespoon for matzah, we use half a cup. Otherwise it tastes like shit. And I also just need to know for anyone who's not Jewish here, you don't have to raise your hand, but if you're not Jewish, blood is actually not kosher for Passover. So what is kosher for Passover though is Viagra. Thank you. Yeah, isn't that weird? Viagra since 2005 is officially kosher for Passover. In 1998, it was declared not kosher. Like a head rabbi in Israel was like, Viagra is not kosher, and his wife was next to him like. So how to become kosher? The Israeli Viagra manufacturers said that they were getting so many concerned phone calls from religious Jewish men, complaining that they couldn't take their Viagra on Passover because it wasn't kosher. So another head rabbi found a loophole, or maybe it was a Viagra company, I'm not sure, but either way, it's fucking hilarious. And so the loophole is that they put the pill inside a capsule that is kosher for Pesach. I think that the capsules are generally made with like gelatin or something, and gelatin is what pig body, pig fat, Christian babies, I don't know. So yeah, now they can, oh God, guys, I ended so like a Hanukkah flame withering oh yeah, I always forget this part, and it's one of my favorite facts that I learned while researching for this set is that in Israel, allegedly, the BBC reports, Viagra is prescribed once a minute. And that's just another reason to make Aliyah. So I was watching Prince of Egypt the other day. And then I Googled Passover sex because I was horny. And I just wanted to see what would happen. And shit happened. Okay? You know, when you search in Google, like the most commonly asked questions sort of pop up. Two of them that popped up were especially interesting to me. One of them was, is sex allowed on the Passover? The other one was, are condoms allowed in Judaism? So as for the first one, is sex allowed on the Passover? Yes, I think. Oh, God, don't look, everyone look away. The rules. Yes, okay. So I found this article written by JTA, my former employee, love you. And it was written by this rabbi who says that Passover is erotic by design. And I was like, yes, Passover is inherently horny. If it wasn't supposed to be horny, why would there be all of these references about bondage, burning bush, like and I don't know if you guys know what Song of Songs is or Song of Smut. You know, it's this erotic biblical poem that we read, and people say that it's about Israelites marrying God, but really it's about King Solomon like fucking his side bitch. So it's obviously a sexy holiday, and to commemorate that aspect of Passover, I asked my wide Instagram following, Orgasmic on Instagram following. Very sweet. You're the best. My biggest fan, she said that, not me. I asked my followers for some pickup lines, and they're not all technically pickup lines, but they are slutty. So, hey baby, you want to lick my matzo balls? That's not really original, but whatever. Matzo doesn't rise, but my dick can with Viagra. If you're on your period, you can say, want to split the Red Sea. And I can tell you, this one works. And if you're not on your period, you can also say, are you the Red Sea? Because I like to split you in half. And I'm not pointing at anyone here. Purposely looking at the back wall. Call me Pharaoh because I'm not letting you go. Are you Haroset? Because you look like Dick Vomit. Hey boy, are you Eliyahu? Because you're ghosting me. Don't pass over me. That one I made up. Oh no, I'm getting a wavy can. I thought I'd come up with enough material here. All right, I'll finish the list. But I just want everyone to know that the ending of this whole thing was that the moral of the story is that you should wear a condom. Because if God had worn a condom, he wouldn't have knocked Mary up, and Mary wouldn't have had Jesus, and blood libel would never have become a thing. So think about that next time you have sex. And also STI rates are rising. So please. All right, thank you guys so much.
When it's your first comedy show, you get a hug, not a handshake. Good job, Arielle. I can't believe it was her first show. That was great. She had flashcards, which is perfect because that reminds me of fourth grade, just like a PowerPoint. And she was great. Lots of great pickup lines that you guys can use later. So today is 420, so we're gonna switch gears a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see this. It says high types, not shy types, like someone who saw this ahead of time thought. So I personally don't smoke a lot because I get paranoid and I get silent, which is a terrible combination. For example, I thought last time this happened to me, I thought that the vodka I had drank earlier in the night was going to poison me. And I couldn't express that to anybody because I felt silent. So it was a nightmare situation. So we're just gonna go quickly through these high types, and if they resonate with you, you know, show that in some way. Okay. So high type number one, if you can't see it, I'll just read it out loud. Paranoid. Is God watching me? High type two, not sure. And sorry that this is stuff that a lot of us are not eating right now. Maybe if you're high, you forget about that. Then we have the musician. There's always someone that grabs the guitar for a nigun or a song. I guess with 999s, they're high. The philosopher. I forget what it says over there. Can someone read it? Sages say. That's close. The nostalgic one who just wants to sing camp songs. The artist. I thought this was pretty. And we're bringing it back to Passover. The leader, like Moses. I just can't help but read the Passover story and not think that Moses was on some kind of drug, right? Splitting the Red Sea, and then the burning bush. Like that has to be a hallucination. Seeing God, calling him in the story, God appears in the bush. In my story, you can't really see, but God appears on a cell phone. So with that, I want to introduce our next comedian. She recently shared on her Instagram that her wife discovered weed for the first time at age 40. So I hope that comes up. If not, you can watch the video later. Jess is a New York-based comedian who is from Canada. I'm trying to remember, does dirty, dark, and political humor. And with that, I am going to invite her to stage. Jess, come on up. Oh, she's wearing a
There's a real Seder vibe in here. Different families that don't know each other. Okay, I'll put this here. Quick story about my Passover, something new for me. I had gluten-free matzah. You guys had that?
Yeah.
Right? There were a lot of cookie eaters at my Seder, and so there was gluten-free matzah, and I've got to say it's better. It's really good. It had this like buttered, salted quality. I don't know. Matzah is like the only carb that could be better by taking out the gluten. Right? That's the only. It's nice to hear. I like that we're just pushing through the pandemic. Just at some point we just decided that's it. That's what we're doing. It's good, I guess. I don't know. Is it? I mean, Omicron 1, 2, whatever. We just no more lockdown, which okay. This is the thing, is I could have used another kick at the quarantine can. I'm gonna say I didn't do it well. I didn't use my time properly. I didn't self-improve. Even if you self-improved during the last 2 years. A lot of people did, right? Okay, I hear an applause like back in that direction. What did you do?
Went to therapy, lost a little weight.
Therapy, weight, okay, lost weight, that's great. A lot of people got physically fit and mentally worked on themselves too, that's great. I'm happy for you, I'm happy for you. I'm really, no, genuinely, I just didn't think that was the assignment. Okay, that's the thing, is I thought we'd all agree to let ourselves go together. Was it just my silo of like social media that was like banana bread, sourdough starter, alcohol? Like I thought, I started smoking cigarettes. Like I have my own packs now. People come off of me. My wife got into weed, as you know. Like I really, I just feel a little betrayed. I wish that at least one single person had tipped me off and been like, actually, Jess, we're gonna come out of this with the best bodies of our life. I wish someone had told me. I mean, I guess the only thing that I did positive was flossing every day. I started flossing. Thank you so much. I started flossing every day, but it wasn't to be better. It was just out of fear that we were all gonna have to become our own dentists. I think we're never gonna see those people again. They're so deep in your mouth. Like, besides comedy, that's definitely the next worst COVID job. Like, there's no way. I didn't want to have to TikTok tutorial gum surgery. Okay, I'd already YouTubed how to fix my dryer. I don't want to alienate people. I have a dryer in my apartment. I'm sorry. Okay, and I'm not handy. I'm Jewish. Like, we're not. No criticism. We're not a handy people. If men, women, very equal. All of us need to call someone. That's, you know. People ask my wife and I who the man is in the relationship. It's TaskRabbit. Like, we are not like. I do think related to the not being handy thing as Jews. This is a new thought, but anyway, I think we're on the lower scale of toxic masculinity. I think this is a very positive thing about Jews. I don't think there's a lot of toxic masculinity. I don't know a single Jewish dad that taught any kid how to change a tire. Like, I don't think anyone's like, are you a man? I didn't know that the dad was the one that did the barbecue until I got to college. It was always my mother. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know that. I don't feel like there's a lot now, which I think is great. You know, it's more like, what is a man? You know, it's not like, sorry, be a man. It's not be a man. You know, it's like you're 13. Did you read the Torah portion while going through puberty in real time in front of your friends and family at 13? You're a man. That's it. That's it. Okay, there's something there. People have abs. People have abs. That's what I'm saying. People have abs. I didn't have close to abs before, and this is what I wonder. I was like, what was the workout? You know what I mean? Everything was closed. Like the gym. Like, what were we doing? Was everyone just tearing down statues and dragging them to the river? What were we? The argument that people make against taking down statues, the racist ones, not like the Statue of Liberty, although that would be a workout. She's thick. They say that it erases history, right? It erases history, which is crazy to me. As a Jew doing comedy on the Upper West Side, what are the odds? Extremely high. I've never needed a statue of a Nazi to remember the Holocaust, right? Like, no Jews ever needed a statue of a Nazi to remember the Holocaust. Okay, what we do instead is we just bring it up in every single conversation. Oh, hello, Sheila. How are you? How are the children? Never again. Like, it's, you know. I was saying never forget in that joke, and I got heckled. And this guy was like, that's 9/11. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to have the Holocaust appropriate 9/11. I apologize. I really apologize, but I did change it. I did listen to feedback. Good 3 months, I recommend. So yes, I'm a Canadian. We walk amongst you, undetected. Thank you. That's how we've been doing it. Canada's been too popular in this country since Trump. Honestly, no one's ever known anything about us before. I talk with people all the time. I'll say anything, you know. Lately, I've been telling people in Canada we call M&M's WWs. I do have a gay wife. Thank you. It's no big deal. The government in Canada just gives them to you. It's pretty. No, it's expensive. I had to propose. I'm Jewish and my wife is Muslim. Amazing. I think that would kill here. Thanks so much. No, it's cool. We get a tax credit for that in Canada. So, my wife and I both married outside of the faith and still no Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, what are the odds? What are the odds? We upset our families terribly. Oh, she's also Palestinian, I forgot to mention. And she's Palestinian. Hold for applause, Jess. Okay. And no Christmas, you know? We're both looking at each other like, did you bring it? I thought someone was gonna, but we deserve it after everything we, you know what I mean? We're just I thought about it. It's all we've ever wanted is Christmas. I mean, it looks so great. People make it look amazing. It's so, I mean, I don't know if any of you celebrate it, but if everyone here is Jewish and feels this way, but look, you probably don't feel this way, but I thought about it and I feel like I could accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior for Christmas. I think I could do it, you know? The bigger obstacle for me is, as a lesbian, it's very hard for me to get that worked up about a man's birthday. And I'm skeptical too, you know, with everything we've learned about history and how we didn't learn it properly. Anti-racism booklets, anyone? Okay. And so, you know, I feel like there might have already been a woman turning water into wine. You know, there was probably already a woman turning water into wine, like an Octavia Spencer or something. And you know, the religion execs at the time were like, yeah, I like this idea. This is a great story. Water into wine. We can work with this. This is good. But here's the thing. Why don't we make him a hot man? Why don't we make him a hot man? You know what I mean? It's we're a new religion. We need a lot of followers. We need to go mainstream. We can't be taking risks right now. People will follow a woman soon, for sure. They will. It's year zero. And I think we're just a couple years away. I want you guys to know I'm a progressive guy. I am a progressive. I mean, I would follow a woman. I would. I absolutely would. It's just that this woman in particular, I don't know if you heard how she talks to the water when she turns it into wine, but it's very aggressive. And let's make him white. I know there's no white people here in this place at this time, but you know, I just feel like so. But Passover is my favorite holiday with my Palestinian wife. Of course, we all know that's the holiday where we sit around the table and we collectively tell the story of how the Jews escaped the Pharaoh in Egypt. While my wife whispers, yes, shout out. Someone's like, it just happened. It's true. Oops, I interrupted my own flow. Well, my wife whispers in my ear, let my people go. So, you know, we've made so much progress. I must can hear you. Come on. Zoom Passover, did you guys do that? That was so it's nice to be with people. I will say, we managed to get out of Zoom Passover. What we did was, when it got to our turn to read, and we were on the Zoom and big, what do you call that? I already forgot, thank God. I don't even remember. Then they highlight you, the big screen. Spotlight, did you say spotlight? Sorry. You said, when they spotlight you, I explained that the story of Moses becoming an Egyptian prince is also part of Islam. And now I'm going to turn it over to my wife, who's going to read it from the Quran. And, you know, just something happened to the connection. We were, our video went right out. We had the rest of the night free. We do, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. We have a puppy. Not a pandemic puppy. We got her 2 weeks before lockdown. I know, it's crazy. This timing is so suspicious. It's like we were senators who bought Zoom stock in January 2020 after a closed-door CDC briefing. But she's old enough, we're going to show her the adoption paper so she knows she was planned, okay? We had her on purpose, not a pandemic puppy. And we're raising her Christian, of course. She's from Missouri, so we assume, Republican. And so we did do Christmas, just to honor her heritage. We got a tree. I felt so guilty about the tree. Every time I looked at the tree, the guilt was so overwhelming it turned into menorah. I could not enjoy it for a second. My wife, meanwhile, no guilt at all. And she tried to make me feel better. She got all these multicultural ornaments. So she got we had like a rainbow for gay and some Canadian, like a hockey puck, whatever. Anyway, and then we had a bagel ornament and an Oi to the World ornament. Did you guys know there's a lot of Jewish ornaments, right? Like intermarriage and capitalism. And, okay, Muslim ornaments much harder to come by. I don't know if anyone here's looked. But my wife had a great idea. She's like, why don't we get one of those little Korans that the Uber drivers hang from their rearview mirrors? And I was like, perfect. So we put that on the tree. And then the tree topper is like, a special thing. We understood it's something symbolic. And we wanted to pay tribute to someone who had been integral in bringing us together as a couple. It's not easy, to meet the person you're going to spend your life with. And so we went on eBay and we found a voodoo doll of Saddam Hussein from the 1990s. Because my wife was born in Kuwait, and if not for Saddam invading Kuwait, she and her family might have never fled to Canada. We might have never met, fallen in love, and gotten married. I almost cheers with my phone. You know, thank you so much. So I included this in our speech at our wedding, and it was not appreciated. Anyway, Hag Sameach, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. I'm Jess. Give it up, guys, for
Thank you. Okay, Jess is a lot taller than me. Thank you so much. She did great. Eitan is just arriving, so Eitan, you'll come up in a minute. Oh, sorry, I gave it away. But we are going to do a quick, sorry guys. Time flustered, so I'm keeping track of it. It's not my strong suit. We're gonna quickly go through, we'll just do a few. Plagues from then with their modern counterpart. Woo. Okay, ready? We're gonna say it together. I should have done this after Arielle, because the first one is blood, yes, blood. Modern counterpart is cough. Okay, frogs, modern count, and this is on page 21 of your Haggadahs if you want to look at it at home or now. Frogs is scammers. Lice, we can say it together. Lice. Long lines. Okay. Wild beasts. Capitol rioters. They look a lot alike. I just had on my iPad I just copy and paste. Okay, cattle disease. Supply shortages. I know you guys love my melodic voice. Boils. Variants. Hail. Natural disasters. Locusts. Bed bugs. That one went very well at the senior living homes. The rest didn't, but that one, they're like, oh, yeah. Darkness, social media outages. Oh, it came up. Death of the firstborn, spending too much time with your firstborn. Oh, that one. Okay, you guys didn't like it. That's okay. I don't have kids. What do I know? Okay, and now for our. Oh, also just wanted to quickly say, you may have noticed we're wearing t-shirts tonight. They're for sale. Sue me after because we had to shut down our booth. It's like the people on the street of the city when they get shut down. That was us because they have another show at 8:30. Okay, next we have another comedian. He is great. You may know him. He does a video series called Jewish or Anti-Semitic. He's launching a YouTube show called Jewish Things, I think. Give it up for Eitan Levine.
Yeah, give it up for Danielle, everybody! Give it up for Danielle! Jewish stuff. I'm sorry I'm sweating. I had this down on my phone as 8, and then I ran up here, so I'm schwitzy as the day is long. That's not a phrase at all. How's everyone doing? Jews, happy Passover! We did it! We're out! Did you guys learn? Did you learn? Huh? That's the worst, yeah. No, Passover is just a time where my dad's like, what did we pay yeshiva education for? Just over, that was, I had no the Torah. Did you go to Jewish day school? Yeah, which one did you go to?
In the South.
They have Jews in the South? Oh, we made gumbo, matzo ball gumbo for you. Over here, we got a deep fried biscuit. No, brisket. That would have been, I'll be honest. Where, Southern? You sure? Which one?
I went to a Schechter school.
Oh, Schechter school. Oh. You gotta get married now. No. That's how it works.
Only with my approval.
Only with your, oh, is this the mom?
Yeah.
Oh, but stepping up. Okay, yeah, on her behalf. No, my mom said I need to get married by the end of the show. Seems like we have a caterer already. We already have a caterer. What are you doing? What?
She's booked.
You also look way younger than me. This one.
Just a little bit.
How old are you?
21.
Yeah, not me, okay? I just had nothing to talk about with 21-year-olds. Actually, now I'm really big for Jewish kids on Jewish TikTok. Does anyone know the series Jewish or Anti-Semitic at all? Woo! Yeah, cool. A full 3. No, okay. You know it all. You know it? Yeah.
Also on mine.
There, see? You're wrong for not knowing me. I'm famous. No, I am not. All the kids recognize me. I was just in Anchorage doing shows in Anchorage, and a bunch of like kids recognized me, and that they came over. They're like, "Are you Jewish or anti-Semitic?" They asked. I swear to God, they asked me. By the way, I did shows in Anchorage. I performed for a synagogue in Anchorage like 2 weeks ago. Do you know there are 2 synagogues in Anchorage? There are 2 synagogues in Anchorage, Alaska. There's nothing more Jewish than the fact that the Jews of Anchorage, Alaska have a synagogue they go to, and then the synagogue where they're like, we don't go to that synagogue. No, we don't go to Beth Shalom. We are Alaska Jewish Center people through and through. The game is Jewish or anti-Semitic. It's where I list random stuff, and I say if it's Jewish or anti-Semitic. I wasn't even planning on playing. I'll play a little bit with you. You want to play? Yeah? All right. Joe Rogan experience, Jewish or anti-Semitic? Jewish. Let me tell you something right now. Every Shabbat dinner I have ever been to has been 2 grown men yelling misinformation at each other, okay? And that is the Joe Rogan experience in a nutshell. Florida, Jewish or anti-Semitic? Anti-Semitic, you know it. There is a documentary on Netflix about what happens if you don't have any Jewish lawyers. It's called Tiger King. Watch that. No Jews in that show at all. Different part of Florida. No Jews ever been like, Rabbi, here's a leopard for the synagogue. I got a Yom Kippur Puma that I would like. It's not a thing. At all. Yeah, Jewish anti-Semitic. I'm huge now. I'm very big. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my name is Eitan. That is a Hebrew name. It means Christ killer in Hebrew. That is a fact about. No, I'm joking. I have 2 names though. I got 2 names. Like a lot of you guys here have 2 names. I got Eitan. That's my Hebrew name. That's the name that I go by. And then Evan. Evan is on all of my legal documents. And the reason why is because my grandparents were in the Holocaust, and they were afraid if the Holocaust was to happen again, they wanted to give me like a secular name. I could like duck under. You know. Because Eitan Shmuel Levine, very Jewish. But Evan Shmuel Levine fools everybody. The hidden Jew of the Upper West Side. Nobody knows. Jewish names are so loud and specific, and they have these like chas and weird letters and stuff like that. So I grew up in an Orthodox Jewish community, and there were a lot of adopted kids that were in this Orthodox Jewish community, and they all had behavioral problems. And no one can figure out why. Everyone would be like, why are all the adopted kids acting out? And I would always be like, yeah, I would be acting out too if I was the only Asian kid named Menachem Goldfarb in the entire universe. I also would have identity problems. It's a very valid complaint on their side. I'm happy I can do Jew jokes here. This is a place for Jew jokes. I travel. I did shows in Des Moines recently. I was the only Jew in Des Moines for 40 hours. It was wild. And I knew this because I get into the first Uber and I asked the driver and I go, I'm Jewish. Are there Jews in Des Moines if I say Jew jokes? And she goes, oh my God, you're Jewish? Do you know Adam Sandler? And then I just froze. I was like, he's my dad. And now there's some lady in Des Moines who thinks she has a really cool story. That's not true at all. Second Uber run in, I asked the same question. I asked the guy, I go, I'm Jewish, I do Jew jokes. Are there Jews in Des Moines? And he goes, oh yeah, there's Jews. We have a hospital. Accurate. I'm doing here. It shows Israel. My sister got married in Israel. Yeah, here. My sister got married. She got married in Israel. It was weird. It feels weird. Because it's an awkward place to be. We went there when I was there. They took us to like the tank museum. That was like, because it's like $45 to get in. And then for an extra $30, they let you invade Lebanon. And I think that is way too, I'm joking. It's tough. My sister got married in a vineyard. I'm not gonna say anything about a conflict or anything like that, 'cause it's really complicated, but I will say this. I think that there was like a small window in time when everything could have been solved there. And that's this. My sister was supposed to get married in a vineyard outside of Jerusalem. Vineyard outside, and when she was getting married, it was when there was missiles and bombs going back and forth and back and forth. If a single bomb had touched that vineyard, my mom was going to go over to that region herself, and no one is going to like it when she tries to solve this at all. No one's going to like it when Eitan Levine shows up to Gaza City. Just like, I don't care about Jews, I don't care about Hamas, I don't care about Netanyahu. We have a deposit down on the caterer. Are you out of your mind? I don't want to hear about ticking bombs. You know what's ticking? The biological clock of my unmarried Orthodox Jewish daughter, okay? We wrap this up. Guys, thank you so much. I'm Eitan Levine.
Let's give another round of applause to all of the community. I don't think your mom is on the Zoom, but I hope she knows that you ended on perfect timing, so she should be very proud of you. I'm also glad she wasn't on the Zoom because I had some jokes on eating ham. I don't know if she would like that. But this is the end of the show. Thank you guys all so much for joining. Take your Haggadahs. Follow Danielle and Doodles or Jews and Doodles. That's me. And that's it. Thank you so much.